Alright, those were some chiller tunes, weren't they? Definitely enjoyed that more than the other playlist. We're back for Game 2 between Mouse Sports and Penta Sports in the Perfect World Masters European Qualifier. This is the upper bracket semi-final, meaning that whoever wins this has at least 2 more matches to play. This is Game 2. Mouse Sports took Game 1 quite convincingly, but Penta Sports not a team to be, not a team to take lightly, so this is definitely not over just yet. My name is Skim. I'm going to be a caster for today. Thank you guys for joining me, and hopefully we'll have a just as interesting game. To be honest, it was a good and fun game to watch. Both teams definitely had a lot of things to show for. The Penta side with their TA, a lot of burst damage, a lot of pickups as well with the Clockwork, the Batrider. But of course, Mouse Sports impressed overall with the Void, with those Chronospheres. So we have a lot of combo potential, a lot of teamfight potential already with the Sven, with the Conka, with the AA. So potentially we'll see something in that vein, or we just see, huge Clees with AA Blast on top of it. And on Penta sides, we have a little bit of everything. We have push, we have gank. I suppose there's not a lot of teamfight on their side just yet, but I'm sure they're going to set that up just nicely. Let's see. So, the draft has been... look, when the lobby went live, I thought, oh, maybe I can still grab a drink. I come back, 4 heroes already been picked. Absolutely insane. These teams, they know what they want. They know what their opponents want, or rather what they don't want to give their opponents to. And unfortunately for Penta, they are the ones that ban out the Nyx Assassin. Didn't want to have to face that against the Nature's Prophet. Of course, also banning the Spirit Break on top of it. 2 excellent counters against the Prophet, but... because the Nyx Assassin has been taken out, Mouse Sports see that this is an opportunity for them to pick, to pick the Pugna, which Penta can't really punish anymore, I suppose. They could still go back for the Ember Spirit. I do think that is a viable pick here. It's good against the Pugna. The Chains is really strong against the Sven, kiting him, of course, but you're also very vulnerable to the Sven, of course. If you do get caught out, Sven just needs to hit you like 3-4 times and you're dead, if at all. So, not an easy decision to be made, but Penta go for the Queen of Pain first.
10 seconds remaining.
So Penta sort of going back to pretty much what they showed us in Game 1. A lot of gank potential here. A little bit of map control as well, of course. A little bit more map control with Prophet and with the Night Stalker. So let's see how this is gonna run out. Let's do this. All right. For some reason, every time you tab in and you tab out, it goes completely dark. Dota, please. Last ban coming out from Mouse Sports. Gonna take out a carry that they don't like playing against, which they think, could work against the Sven. Something to kite him around, potentially. What is good against the Sven? Let me just pull up the hero page. I think it's difficult to think of all the heroes that you can pick here without having them on the page yourself. Void actually wouldn't be bad here. Void as a core for Penta wouldn't be bad here. They need that team fight control for sure. They have ways of comboing it with the nature, with the Wrath of Nature, with the Sonic Wave. So there are ways to combo it, and you definitely want the Chronosphere up against a hero like the Sven. Pugna as well, a lot of team fight control, of course.
5 seconds remaining.
I think Mouse Sports probably need an offlaner. They could technically run the Pugna in the offlane. We've definitely seen that. Not necessarily from them, but in general in the current meta, we've definitely seen teams run it as an offlaner. Maybe in combination with some sort of support in a dual offlane, but it definitely does work. But looks like Penta expect something sort of standard here. It could be an Underlord. Not a hero we've seen a lot in Europe, but in NA definitely Underlord is one of those very popular heroes right now. He does add a lot of push, a lot of teamfight control. It's very tanky, very difficult to bring down. Has a lot of damage, so could work. But again, it's more of a comfort thing more so than there's one red pick right now. I do think they lack a little bit of damage. Yeah, they have the Sun, they have the Pugna, but that's basically it. If they wanted to go back for something more carry-esque, they could... Well, thinking right now. Could go for something like the Legion. Provide someone with pick-off potential. It adds to their gank potential as well, of course. It's also strong to be able to purge off the silence from the Night Stalker onto the Pugna, for example. And it combos quite nicely with the AA. Or with the other heroes in general. Well, Penta taking their sweet-ass time. Of course, you don't really want to rush this. Penta, what are they going to pick? They need a carry. Again, I do think the Void would be nice. Wraith King... It's not a bad hero by any means, because he doesn't really get countered by the Pugna, since he only has one spell that he actually is ever going to use. Ooh, Phantom Lancer. So this is a mid Lancer, maybe Sven AA... I guess it could be a mid Sven if they wanted to, but I believe this should be a mid Lancer. Sven just gets kited too much. What I was gonna say, Wraith King isn't bad in the sense that there's so much gank potential, there's so much AoE burst, there's so much just damage that, you know, having a core that can tank through all of that is kind of nice. You need a frontliner for your other heroes as well. He is an initiator as well, of course, with his blink, but I don't think it's a strong pick here. I definitely would have preferred something with more teamfight control. See, I was thinking Tide, Enigma, Magnus for mouse sports potentially, but I think it would have... I mean, the control would have been nice, but there's just no damage then. Right? You only have the Sven and the Pugna, and I think having either Tide or Enigma is just not enough damage. So I think it should have been something, yeah. Phantom Lens, I suppose, works, and then having the Pugna as an offlaner in some of some sorts, but I think something like, yeah, the Underlord would have been better. It sort of does both, right? Underlord has damage, but also provides teamfight control, something that Enigma or Tidehunter don't. Anyway, Phantom Lancer, there's not a lot of good ways to deal with him. It's effectively speaking only the Queen of Pain, really. I guess at some stage of the game when the Wraith King has a Mjolnir, he can sort of deal with it, but it's not an easy fight for sure. And because of that, I favor Mouse Sports' lineup quite a little bit. Well, looks like maybe next time, yeah. That's an awkward encounter. Both still have their ward. Both have boots as well, but Kanka does have that 5 MS more. And in the meantime, very in sync, both teams, or both supports, I should say, or all 4 supports rather. 2 wards right on top of one another. That's a mid Pugna? No, that's a mid Lancer. I'm sure of it. That's a mid Lancer. I'm very sure this is a mid Lancer. Pugna offlane isn't bad. It's definitely something we've seen before.
30 seconds to battle.
Let's see how this is going to work out. I mean, most games, not all games of course, but a lot of games depend on the support rotations anyway. Like, certain matchups are basically completely turned around because of the support rotations, and Night Stalker is definitely one of those heroes that can do that. Phantom Lancer can be very defensive, of course, but it is still possible, of course, to bring him down.
The battle begins.
Cheeky. Very cheeky. Just blocking the Sven off with the Treants and then denying the rune with the Treants as well. Well, that's a net worth advantage, I believe, for Penta. It should be anyway. I wonder, does it show already? No, it doesn't. Oh, no, it does. It does. Alright, here we go. Actually, no, that net worth advantage is also due to other factors. But let's ignore this for now and head into the game. Pugna with a nice block, but there's a lot of control and damage on this lane, and Pugna has to be really careful. I'm not sure how much she's gonna, or he's gonna get. Is it a he? I keep calling Pugna she because of it's the A at the end. Well, Nope, Pugna doesn't see the supports, doesn't dare move in. All the supports are showing now, but unfortunately, they're not... Are they gonna get the kill? I mean, with the slow, they have the stun on top, but I'm not sure they have enough damage, and he still has the Qualifier, yeah. Nice from Skylark to save that point, and with that, the supports already expended quite a little bit of mana and time, and suddenly, Skylark has an entire crew wave to farm, and in the mid lane 9, getting a lot of harassment from this Madara Phantom Lancer, and this is indeed something that is very worrisome for them. The lane pushing in, Nightsucker with a wraparound. Looks like they're going to try and go for this kill here. They do have the lift on top, and that should be first blood. Indeed it is.
First blood. What is this?
What is this? Interestingly enough, Boogie does not go for the Orb of Venom. I've seen a couple of... I mean, not all of them, of course. But, you know, usually you'd see probably the Orb of Venom queued up first. It's just a lot of damage. I wonder if he's still going to go for backwarding, he just doesn't have it queued up. Oh no, gotta be careful. Getting harassed a lot, does have a blink and is forced to use it. I believe that should be both. Yeah. Nope, nope. He went no Talisman himself. Well, Skylark certainly is getting a lot here. Level 3 already, so this is not easy for Penta to deal with now, and in fact I missed a kill bottom. For some reason I thought this was Phantom Lancer. Oh, mine, still getting harassed. So they got a kill until the Nature's Prophet, which is pretty good for them. But also to be expected, I suppose. 200 gold. That's a lot of gold. And in fact, yeah, he retreats back into the jungle. It's difficult. They have what? 3 stuns effectively? They just need to hit one and then the other 2 are gonna connect. So this is not easy by any means, and maybe next time it's already going to harass him. He knows, nah, I'm not going to give this dude time. And Phantom Lancer even harasses the Queen of Pain out of the lane. Pablo looking for the Pugna. He does have a lift, but I'm not sure they can actually kill him. Again, he does have to Decrypify. There's a TP in from Boogie. He doesn't have Sprout, so what are they really going to do here? Not much, it seems. Oliver has another stun. Is going to get it off as well. Should be able to get this kill, potentially. He does. Kunkka here, is he going to fall as well? They don't have a live just yet, so they're going to survive. But it cost them quite a little bit. They commit 3 heroes to this. They need a lot of regen now. Prophet, in fact, might even TP back to base soon. So... at the end of the day, this kill's not even that worth it, I suppose. Forcing out the Kunkka isn't that big of a deal either, because they don't really need him bottom anymore. My. There's so much damage coming out from the level 3 Phantom Lance. And... looks like he's not going to get the rune either. Oh, looks like they might go for Spartan. Yeah, indeed they do. Spartan? What did they do here? They wanted to go for the rune, alright. Give this skill to the Queen of Pain. This is great. Well, that's some much needed gold for the Queen of Pain. Still lagging behind in last hit, of course, and getting zoned quite a bit in this lane. Lancer's almost 2 levels ahead. I guess a level and a half, if you wanted to be precise. Landing stage definitely going in favor of mouse sports. Their safe lane and mid lane are just not on par just yet. And of course their off lane, I mean, he can't even stand in the off lane, and he's been wasting a little bit of time. Pugna just overtook him in terms of farm, and I believe this should be an experience as well. Indeed, an entire level. For the first nighttime, Nightsucker has only found 1 kill onto the A. Ideally, you want probably 1 more, or 1 at least on the core. But if anything, it seems like it's going to be Mouseboards that are going to look for a kill. Maybe next time posturing himself very aggressively here, but Dust gets scouted out by that ward, of course. Oh, there's the Axe, and with the Torrent as well. That's a lot of damage from on to 9. Question is, do they have enough? Doesn't seem that way. But of course, all that harassment is already sufficient, you know? Forcing 9 back. Forcing an early shrine as well. It's not great. Pagna TPing in. Does get scouted out with the ward, of course. And Pagna with the scan. Of course they know that somebody has to be there. I think though if you're Penta, you don't really care if they know that you're here, as long as you get the tower. But the question is, are you gonna get the tower? Prophet not even TPing just yet. In fact, might just die here. This is defensive TP from the Rubik, although I'm not sure how much that's gonna do, and in fact has to be careful though. Oh, 9 TPs in as well. Thug pops the Warcry. He's gonna be quite tanky and with Sonic Wave. That's a kill. Void. He's gonna cancel the TP from the Kunkka, and they get 2 kills in all top lane. Prophet sprouts out. Skylark. He's gonna eat himself through the trees though, so that's not gonna be a kill. In fact, Skylark's gonna turn around and gonna harass the living hell out of those treants. Well, still a good fight for Penta. Very good. Very, very good. They get what? 2 kills in bottom lane for the 3-1, and they're gonna get this tower as well, so that's pretty good. Although Pagna wants to deny it, doesn't get it, but there's a torrent on top of the Wraith King. Not sure that's much gonna be happening here. No. Mid lane though. This could be different. No. Yeah, again, it's difficult. Phantom Lance does bring down the tier 1. Was it denied? No, it was not. Madara gets the last hit. So he gets tower all by himself, leading the net worth chart, and of course Madara, looking very strong in this game, had a very easy lane for himself.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Pings are coming out. They know where Penta are. The question is, does it really matter? Oh, there's a Void and the Silence on top of the Pugna. They do have a Sprout if they need it. Doesn't seem like they do, and they don't. Torrent connects onto 2, but there's no follow-up. Well, maybe next time. Steals the rune. Cheeky. Very, very cheeky. Well, nighttime ends, and I believe this could be called a very successful nighttime. What, he was involved in like 3 kills, 2 kills? So that was pretty successful for him. Yeah, Brugge actually does not go for the Overvenom.
Regeneration.
I suppose. Oh, there's the stun. And with the sucky, that's a dead Ninja's Prophet.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Well, looks like Penta's gonna go with the wraparound with the smoke on top as well. There's 4 heroes. Sonic Wave's gonna connect on 3. Nice jump in from 9. In fact, with the damage onto Thug. No, Thug is decrypified. He might actually survive this. Oh, they do find the 2 in the back line, and they find Thug as well. So a beautiful gank executed by Penta. And that's a much needed kill for them. With that, they're gonna push out the bottom one as well, and it doesn't really look like Mousesports is able to trade it at all. Top lane is pushed in quite nicely. In fact, looks like they want to go into for a kill here until maybe next time. Oh, there's the lift. Yep, that should be a kill. Easy pickings for Penta, and with that, they're pulling the net worth back down. It's still very even. It's not even at 1k, only 600 gold. But still, for Penta, this is quite a success given how the laning stage went. But at the same time, if you're Mousesports, you're not concerned. You are behind the tower after all, so effectively speaking, you've still farmed more efficiently than the opponent. Though, as I say that, the net worth is going down even further, so maybe not so much anymore. Oh, what's this? Is this a gank? No, it's not a gank. So my buttons are not working. Oh, that's the stack being taken. Doesn't seem like Penta know it's happening. Top lane, Oliver just getting harassed a little bit.
Invisibility. Radiant are scanning.
Again, scanning. Oh. Lane. Pings are coming out. They want this Sven, but they're not going to get it. Oh, turn around onto the Nature's Prophet with the cold feet. Is it going to proc? It doesn't. Oh, stun connects onto the Rubik though. Oh no, it was a Queen of Pain. Never mind. Rubik is going to TP out and Queen of Pain is going to be fine as well. Prophet, that's the question. Are they going to get him? One more right click. Not an uphill miss. So overall, a good turnaround, though they had to invest pretty much everybody for this fight. Still a very even game. Yeah, sure, maybe Mousesports leads in experience, maybe Penta lead in net worth, but it's very minimal. Still a very even game. It kind of matters who has, you know, it kind of depends on the heroes, of course, you know, who has what hero and whatnot, but overall, I would argue that Penta is in a very good position. With the nighttime now as well, I expect, well, as I say that, Nightstalker, of course, does get picked off with the boat as well. Should be an easy kill for them. But yeah, with the nighttime now, I would expect Penta to make more moves with the Queen of Pain on top. That is sort of what the lineup has to do. You don't really want to give the Phantom Lancer more time to farm up, really. It's going to be very difficult for them to take down the Phantom Lancer in the long run, and this is definitely something they have to address soon.
Is under attack.
Well, Penta with the Nightstalker now. Again, they need to look for kills, honestly. They're losing a tier 1 tower without trading it, and they do find Spartan. Well, that was a bit fortunate for them. Sprout on top, that should be an easy kill. Only they need to commit money for spells, really. With that, they might just find the tier 2 here. Get the tier 2, but I think if you're Mousesports, you're sort of fine with this. Or maybe next time they know that he's here, they pinged it out as well. It's just slow, they do have a Void and a Crippling Fear, of course, and it's another kill. Pablo wanted a new spell, and did get a new spell. But yeah, again, if you're Mousesports, you're fine with this. I think you don't really care too much here. It's to be expected to lose the towers at this stage of the game against the lineups such as Pentas, and if you're trading this much damage onto your tier 2, I think that's worth it. So, if anything, it's Penta that's not making the great trades, really. It's still good for them, of course, but could be better. Yeah, tier 2 has been traded for tier 2. Sure, Mousesports lose 3 heroes, 2 supports only. But still. Oh, this Sven though, if they get this pick off, that could be huge. They do. Blink Yules. Where's the Crippling Fear? There's the Void. There's no Crippling Fear just yet. Or actually, no, there's Hawk. Why didn't they not Crippling Fear him? Oh, I guess he didn't have mana. Never mind, he didn't have mana. And Nightstalker might just pay for this. They had to commit the Sonic Wave to make sure they get the kill, and the Axe marks the spot. It's going to connect, and yep. That's a kill. Well, still good, of course. They do get the Sven, so all in all, it's still a good trade for them. The question is, though, what kind of items can we expect soon? So we have the Moscow Menace, well, we've had the Moscow Menace for a while now, and Void, of course. Void. Sven, of course. Radiance soon on the Wraith King. Well, that is a huge item, of course, against so much physical damage from the Radiant side. Looks like there's going to be a Glimmer Cape first in Pablo. Not going to go straight for the Blink. Yeah. Ether Lens onto the Puck now. A lot of standard items thus far. Boots of Travels into the Phantom Lancer. Soon Diffusal Blade. With that, they could deal a lot of damage in those fights. Smoke up from Penta. They get scouted out. DNZ is going to go on forward with a Crippling Fear and the Void. But the Sucky is there. Oh, it's a nice turnaround though. Thug, they keep pinging him, but he has a blink, so he's gonna blink. Oh, they still see him though! So the Yules is on top of him. They do have another Void. They do. With a Crippling Fear on top of us as well. That's a dead Sven. Boat, Torrent. Queen of Pain might die for this, but no, she actually does get the blink out. Pog has to be careful not to die herself. Queen of Pain gets Lance Stop. She has 10 stick charges. Already used them. Next up, important up as well. She's gonna fall. She is. Question is there gonna be any more trades? Oh, what a long range, and with the AA ultimate as well, that's a kill for sure. Pablo's gonna deny the rune at least. With the Urn Charge ticking him down, DNZ should fall here. Another axe, another cold feed. Well, still good trade for them, I would say. Penta, that is. They get, what, 2 kills, trade 2 kills, sure. Actually, no, the gold says that it's a favor of, well, I guess, what, how much gold did the Queen of Pain give? 580. That was a killing streak ended. Or kill streak ended. I wonder why Boogie didn't TP. I guess he was pushing bottom, so there's that. But if he TPs, maybe they get a kill more. Maybe they prevent the kill into the Queen of Pain even. Who knows? But of course, maybe the communication was, no, just keep split pushing, we're fine here. Oh, it was a kill missed. That's my bad. They do find Boogie in the jungle, and looks like they want to go into mid. Oliver is caught out here. He does have his level 2 ultimate, so if he does get killed, it's not that big of a deal. But Sven is going to jump in. He does have his ultimate up. Looks like he doesn't want to jump in after all. He did pop his ultimate. Now blinks in and gets the stun of the Queen of Pain. But where's the void? There's the A ultimate. It is going to clip 9, at least with a debuff. And looks like they're going to sacrifice a Night Stalker. But looks like they want to go for more, and indeed they can. Oliver has to be careful. Madara goes immediately onto the high ground. Oh, Thug with a lot of damage coming on through Oliver. Madara's gonna fall. Oliver's gonna fall as well, but he does have his ultimate. Thug is gonna kiting around. Skylark's not gonna be so lucky. Glimmer Kick from Pablo dodges the stun, in fact, and now they can just kill Thug. Do they have that? No, they have a stun. Yeah. Triple kill for Oliver. Great execution from Penta, to be honest. Oh, that was really great execution, and maybe a little bit overzealous from Mousesports, trying to go for that additional pickoff, considering this was a Wraith King. Of course, they didn't only want the Wraith King; they wanted the other heroes as well. But still great for them. Was that a buyback? Did I hear a buyback sound? I could have sworn I heard a buyback sound. Anyway, Boogie with the Midas. It's a bit of an... I mean, the face boots drums is very standard these days. I mean, we've definitely also seen Midas, but both Midas and drums is... I wouldn't say it's unusual. I've definitely seen it, and some people do it, but it's an interesting decision, all things considered. I do think something like an early Orchid could have definitely helped the state of the game. Being able to silence both the Pagla and the or the Phantom Lancer would be huge in those team fights. Oh, Night Stalker. That's a dead Night Stalker. Goodbye, friend. Life Drain is just such an annoying spell to deal with, and it feels like it doesn't cost him anything, really. Boogie has to be careful. I believe they pinged it out. They did indeed. Both sides, really. Oh, Madara with the Phantom Lance onto the Queen of Pain with a lot of mana burn. Oh, that's a Stormbolt turning around, but it looks like Queen of Pain doesn't want to deal with this. In fact, well, no, she does. Alright, it's Life Drain onto the Nature's Prophet. He's gonna fall, but the question is, was this worth it for Mousesports? And I don't think it was. Oh, there's a TP out from him. Maybe next time is he gonna get the TP out as well. The double stun is gonna fly out. It's not gonna connect up to the Kunkka, but it does connect up to the Pugna, so 2 kills for them for the trade of 1. A very worthy trade for Penta, and with that, let's look at the net worth. Yes, 6k ahead in terms of net worth. I guess 4k and experience. They are very much ahead. And they're only ahead by like 1 tower, so this net worth advantage definitely is noteworthy. This is definitely pretty much where Penta wants to shine, this stage of the game. Their lineup peaks pretty much right now and for the next 5 to 10 minutes. Maybe 5 more so than 10. Especially since Madara's Phantom Lancer is still very weak. He has what? A Diffusal Blade, that's it. Diffusal Blade BOTs doesn't give him any HP. So this is something that they can exploit, and they do. There's a Crippling Fear onto him. It's nighttime, so it's like a really long silence. Oh, he doesn't take a lot of damage though, and he does get away. Lift not there on time. It should have been a kill. I think it was a little bit poorly executed, but I suppose he kind of also initiated early. He had to initiate early because he didn't want to risk the Phantom Lancer getting away. Shadowblade on Kunkka? No, Sven? No, who bought the Shadowblade? Guess I could look this way. Oh, the Nature's Prophet. Stupid. Dara getting scouted out again. DNZ finds him. He knows where he is. Bottom lane though, Boogie gets away with a freshly acquired Shadowblade, and DNZ, he knows this. He wants this Madara Phantom Lancer. He's gonna chase this down as well. Madara, can he TP out? That's a question now. There's two ways of canceling his TP. I doubt Madara is getting away with this. He is gonna doppelgang. Oh, he doesn't get doppelgang. Oh, they still think it is him. Oh, they're pinging him back in. They see him. They see him. They see that they know this is the real one now. Oh, is he gonna TP out? No, yes he goes. Alright, this should be a dead Phantom Lancer, shouldn't be? Doppelganger out again. Oh, which is the real one? That's the one.
See the trees.
Well, yeah, they invest all five. They commit all 5 heroes to this. I think this is the upside for Mouse Sports, right? They had to commit all 5 heroes for this. Mouse Sports was able to push out all the lanes, and with that, potentially this is not Roshan. I mean, 30 seconds, Phantom is going to be back. Can Penta kill him in 30? Actually, they have a Solar Crest. I completely forgot the Solar Crest into Alfred, but looks like they're not going to go for Roshan, so they're not going to get an objective out of this kill.
That's exact.
Let's look at more items, shall we? We talked about the Radiance, we talked about the Solar Crest. Veil, I didn't mention it, but he's had it for quite some time. On the Queen of Pain, of course. BKB soon on the Sven. That definitely is going to turn around those team fights, though there's still a lot of kiting potential. X marks the spot stolen. Oh god, if Pablo had X'd him there, that would have been such a huge play. With that, it possibly opens up the tier 2 tower. But not getting that kill, I mean, it's not going to hurt them either, but they definitely need an opening right now. They cannot really let the game just go like this. They definitely need kills, and indeed they do. They smoke up. It's still nighttime.
Dire are scanning.
And they're scanning through the jungle. Bit of a... Not desperate necessarily, but a bit of a Hail Mary kind of thing. Bottom lane looks like they're gonna fight here. Both sides are here. Question is, are they gonna... Oh, he's stunning his illusion. Oh, Boogie finds the Pugna. Or does he? He does find the Pugna. He also saw the Sven though, so they kind of know where everybody is positioned and double blink out. Unfortunate. He still wants to... No. Fortunately, yeah. Penta is sort of just struggling right now. They're trying to force a fight, and Mouseboards is trying to not give them that opportunity, and... It's Penta that need to fight. It's nighttime. Their lineup doesn't really... They can't siege high ground. They can't go for an objective while everybody's up either. They have to force a fight, and they can't push those towers either because they're getting split pushed quite well, and there's a lot of ways for Mousesports to take those team fights. So, looks like Penta are just giving up for now. They do have the Night Stalker ultimate if they need it. But this is a lot of time. This is a lot of time for Mousesports. BKB now up on Thug. I mentioned the 2 blinks. Mantisal soon on Madara, and once he has that Mantisal, it's going to be very difficult to bring him down. It's Lion playing a little bit aggressively. At least forcing a TP, I suppose. Lag sec. Alright, now that we're paused, let's try and look at the state of the game. What needs to be done for either side here, really? Penta have a lot of aggressive wards up, and they definitely need to look for kills. I wouldn't be surprised if they just pushed out the top lane, maybe together even, and then smoke up, maybe. Because they need to do something, really. They can't just let this game go on like it has been thus far. And Mousesports need to spread the map, not get picked off at all, have the supports behind the carries, maybe even bait for the carries. And then, oh, top lane. In fact, they're actually going to look for a kill. Skylark here. He had a sentry even. I guess he didn't think it was going to be enough. That was a bit weird. Bottom lane though, they find Madara. He cannot die here just before his man's style. Doppelganger out. They do see him. They know that's the real one, and that is the real one. He bought Yasha. He didn't lose a single piece of gold. But the question is, what are they going to do out of this? Penta need to find more pickups like this and transition them more. Oh, mid lane. If they get the Sven kill, that's great for them, honestly. The AA Blast is going to come in. It's going to connect only into the Wraith King, when the Glimmer Cape is going to keep the Rubik alive. And oh, that's Thug very low with his BKB up. And even if they don't get any kills here, they should be able to get a tower or a Roshan out of this for sure. Top lane, Skylark, just TP's out. This has to be something for Penta. And indeed it is Roshan. But Skylark is doing the right thing. Applying a lot of pressure up here, forcing the Nature's Prophet back, so... I think Mousewords are playing this very disciplined, honestly. I think it's very easy to fall into the trap of, well, they need to fight, right? So let's fight. No, they need to farm, not die. Oh, he gets into the Queen of Pain. And back up it goes. Or maybe mid lane. Pablo? No? They need to find something. They need to kill the Pugna. Pugna cannot be allowed to deal this much damage to tier 3. It's going to be safe for now. Does have a blink. And blinks in aggressively. Oh, Pablo still scuts it out. I'm not sure he can get the lift, though he doesn't. So in the end, 3 heroes basically don't really do anything here. Maybe next time. Playing very aggressively again. They're punishing him. They're punishing him for this. For this very... I don't know, it's just annoying is what it is to deal with as Penta, of course.
Radiant's middle tower.
Looks like the split push is happening. Penta's still not really... They're scrambling. It feels like they're scrambling. They're like, let's try and find a kill here and there.
That's exact.
But looks like they're finally going to push out the top lane, which they need to. Pugna has been very relentless in this lane. If they do lose a tower, let it be this tier 2, but not a tier 3. So they need to push out this tier 2 together, and then potentially force a fight mid as well, or maybe even go high ground. You do have the Aegis, you have a level 3 ultimate on the Wraith King. Very unlikely for him to die twice early, or quickly rather. Only question is, can he die with enough mana? And I would argue it's not that easy to rid him of all his mana just yet. Phantom Lancer is not as strong as yet. And forcing a fight before he has mental style is huge. Pugna though, doing a great job at delaying this push. So if they get rid of these creeps, that's basically it. Torrent with the life drain on top. Wraith King almost dead. Indeed, that's his first life. There's a turnaround up onto Thug. Thug is stunned up right now, but... Oh, the AA Blast with the X marks the spot, but Pablo immediately picks out. Boat has been wasted as well, and unfortunately though, for Penta, that basically means this was the fight. Or this was the push. Skylark's shenanigans up top delayed this as much as he can, and now they don't have a creep wave to push with anymore. Of course, the Nature's Prophet tried his best in his bottom lane to split push a little bit, but that's basically it. And with that, I'm not sure how much longer Penta can really look for fights. The Aegis is going to run out soon. And, it's not like Mousewords is giving them an inch. They're playing it very well. They're just playing very patiently inside their own base. Not overstepping. It's okay for people to have their own opinion. Alright. Well, Skylark is doing what he does best, pushing out this top lane. Even though he is scouted out by a ward, there's not a lot they can do. The Prophet in itself doesn't have a lot of damage to deal with Pugna. He doesn't have solo kill potential. Not with his skill build anyway, or with his item build. Looks like they're gonna push up. Oh, Thug finds a stun up onto the Prophet, but luckily though, Oliver's there, keeping him alive for now anyway. Oliver has to be careful though. He does have his ultimate, but he doesn't really just want to give it away like that, and looks like they're gonna follow up on through. Penta that is. But do they really want to go high ground here after the Nature's Prophet had to TP out? I don't think they can. Of course he can TP back, but he's still very low. Or the raking is still very low. Well, they get the tier 3 and they get the lift up onto the Kunkka as well, but that's just a Kunkka. Are they really committing for this? Yeah, they are. Oh, they're committing for both supports. The Sonic Wave clips the AA as well. They might trade all of his first life for this, but that's a very acceptable trade. And in the meantime, on the top lane, that's the red. Boogie is redding. He's giving his best alliance impression. Oh, Phantom Lancer is silenced up as well, but with the Dicker Provide kept alive for now. Triple kill for 9, forced to buy back onto the Phantom Lancer, and indeed they're going to give up at least one line of racks. Question is, can Penta pursue more, or are they just going to fall back? Looks like they're going to fall back for now. Happy with what they accomplished, but they got 3 kills for the price of the Raking Ultimate. That's a trade you take any day. And of course the top racks are exposed. And now the shrines are open. Open for business. Well, looks like they want to pursue for more kills here. Pugna, careful, they know where he is. Aegis just ran out. They're not going to get the Pugna. Oh, they do get the silence on top of it, but Thug has to. Thug gets the stun off the Night Stalker. Oh, the A-Blast, that's a definite kill. But I feel like I could have gone into the Queen of Pain, and oh, that swipe! Another swipe, don't run close to one another. Don't. Oh no, they're going to get both. Boogie is going to get caught out, but so does 9, but he gets Glimmer caped up by Pablo. What a support player. That could have been both heroes falling there, the way they played it. 9 did his best, trying to slow him down, making sure he always kept Sven's blink on cooldown. But of course, with the Kunkka TPing in, that was an easy kill. So, overall, still a good trade, of course, for Penta. I mean, they got Rex. Of course, it's a better trade for them. But, you know, is this lead enough against a lineup like Sven, like Phantom Lancer? They certainly can deal with waves, so that's not an issue. And once the meta style is up, or once those items come online, it's going to be increasingly more difficult for Penta to take those fights. Especially if the supports don't get singled out like they did before. Top lane, in fact, looks like they want to go into this Queen of Pain, but Queen of Pain destroys the Greek Wave. Oh, she blinks into 2! And with the stun, Sven doesn't have his ultimate. It still might be enough help with the Yul's Defense Scepter. This should be a safe Queen of Pain. Indeed it is. She blinked into 2, could have been so bad. If Sven had his ultimate there, that's a kill, probably. Finds Madara, knows where he is, doppelganger out. He still knows where the real Madara is, and they do find him. Madara dead. Dead for 80 because, of course, he did buy back in that early engagement. And the question is, can Mousesports now stall this game long enough for him to come back into this fight? Doesn't look that way. Top lane, Skylark gets scouted out with the silence on top of it. Sven doesn't have his ultimate. He doesn't have mana for his ultimate, in fact, and I'm not sure he even wants to use it. And the life drain is going to get cancelled. AA Blast is going to come on in. Thug, does he get bursted down on time? He does not! He still makes that TP out. Is going to be safe, but they did lose Skylark. And with that, a lot of their D-push potential. Bottom, top lane is open after all, and yeah, looks like everybody's already moving to that set of racks. Prophet, of course, working on the mid lane in the meantime. Sven with his ultimate, stun doesn't connect. Well, even the Radiant Courier dies. That is not great. Thug gets slowed down from the Shivas and the Shadow Dagger, or Shadow Strike. And this is probably Mega Creeps. This is Mega Creeps indeed. No, not just yet. GG is called. Alright. Mousesports realize they cannot possibly get it back into this game. And indeed they didn't. So Penta equalized the series, or tied the series. They, after even game 1 wasn't necessarily that bad for them. It was just a lot of bad positioning in team fights, but this game, much better execution from them, much better lanes from them. Even though Penta still sort of pulled ahead in lanes, but their mid game from Penta was just too much to deal with. Great play from 9. That bottom fight where he gets a Sonic Wave onto 3 wasn't necessarily like a turning point. I definitely think though it was a very important moment in their game. Getting those kills, getting 9 online, of course, on his Queen of Pain was very important. This was game 2. We'll just check out the scoreboard at the end there. Let's see. Part of 24 kills. 24 out of 30? Yeah, that is absolutely insane. 9 with an absolutely insane performance. Alright guys, we're going to step out for a bit for a short break, and we're going to be back for Game 3 in just a second. Well, maybe a little bit more than a second. Let's say 5 minutes.